1967 to 1970 can never repeat itself. It can never, ever repeat itself. I am also this evening going to show you the action, the attitude, and what the people that sabotaged Biafra did. I am going to show you this evening how Nigeria compelled our own brothers to betray Biafra. And why I'm going to be showing these videos is because for those who have chosen to toe the path of the people I'm about to show you their video today, that can never be allowed this time. Biafra of 21st century cannot allow what transpired in the 60s because of lack of information, because of ignorance. I wouldn't say much. I wouldn't say it is ignorant, but because of lack of information, the war ended. Everybody know what could have been the best option for Biafra was a ceasefire. A ceasefire deal would have been the best for Biafra. Had it been, they knew what America was about to do. So this evening, welcome to this program. This is going to be another mind-blowing. You are watching me live and direct on Facebook. You are watching me live and direct on YouTube. You are watching me live and direct on Twitter. And in case your Facebook is misbehaving, you can log into YouTube. You can go and watch on YouTube. In case YouTube is not working or misbehaving, you can also go to Twitter and watch. On these 3 different platforms, this broadcast is being aired live, and we will add Instagram very soon. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube, if you have not followed me on Twitter, you go and search for Simon Ekpa Biafra Broadcast on YouTube. You go and search for Simon Ekpa on Twitter, so that when Facebook begin to misbehave like they normally do, you can easily watch from YouTube or from Twitter. On this note, we are going to start in the next 1 minute. In case you don't have popcorn, go and get granite, go and get something to chew, go and get your Coca-Cola, go and get your coffee, go and get whatever, drink water, because this, this is late, we know. And of course, I know a lot of you are tired already, coming from Mazen and Dikanu's broadcast. You are all tired. We have to make this broadcast today very, very snappy, because a lot of information, if we don't do it like this, we will leave a lot of things unaired. You are not going to hear them. So there is a need that we do very often this kind of program, if on daily basis, as much as we can, so that we don't miss anything. Now, I am going to start. And what you are about to watch now, is, one moment. One moment. You are watching, or you are about to watch, what our own brother did. How he was used under duress to deny the genocide committed against Biafrans in Nigeria house in the United Kingdom. Now watch. This person you are about to watch now, a lot of people are doing exactly what he did. A lot in Biafra land today are doing exactly what this man did. I want you to watch.
These moral issues are probably summarized by the concept of genocide. I think I'm in a position to say, not only as one who has been living in Nigeria continuously now, through the many months of this tragedy, not only as a social scientist concerned much more than other people with following these events and developments, but also as one who in the past 9 months has had some public responsibility for overseeing the welfare of Igbos. That there is no genocide afoot, there hasn't been any genocide afoot. The claims that have been made by my friends, and they are my friends on the other side, about the intentions and the actions of the federal government have, I think, been clearly demonstrated to be propaganda. I would for...
Did you hear a Biafran saying, did you hear this man saying that the genocide in Biafra was a propaganda? You know, he was saying this just to betray Biafra. Under duress, he went to the Nigeria house in the United Kingdom. He went there, they cooked these lies, and they presented the lie to him. Or, together with them, they cooked these lies, and he sat there, using his mouth to dish out these lies, that the genocide that some people are being reported about Biafra, or people are reporting about Biafra, about the killing and the starvation in Biafra, about the genocide in Biafra, are mere propaganda in the United Kingdom. Now listen to him.
There hasn't been any genocide afoot. The claims that have been made by my friends, and they are my friends on the other side, about the intentions and the actions of the federal government have, I think, been clearly demonstrated to be propaganda. I would, for example, indicate that as early ago as February, in the area of Nsukka, through the effort of myself and some of my staff, we have succeeded in building up a fairly stable population of 80,000 Igbos who had returned. Unhappily for us, this fact was given some publicity by the International Red Cross, among others, And a week later, my friends on the other side sent in a weak platoon, a weak battalion, not enough to do any military harm, but enough to scare the people back into the forests. It is this type of irresponsibility which we cannot guarantee in the...
He went there to tell, to the extent for you to understand, we have a lot of people like this today in Biafra. For you to understand the level of hatred, the level of wickedness in this man, he said, when he was telling white men, this, when you see him talking, he was talking to white men in London. He told them a story when Nigerian military invaded Biafra. He said they only came to scare the rebels back to the forest. They did not come to kill them. That is the level of wickedness, and because he was not speaking freely, under duress, just to betray his own people. He said that the Nigerian troop entered Biafra and they only came, they drove in only to scare the people, not to kill them. And in all this, international press, international media are all in this hall, taking note, record from the people, from the person that is a victim. He is giving, according to them, first-hand information about the situation in Biafra. Lies. You see why it looks as if the entire world were silent on Biafra. Because they use your own person, they use Biafrans to go and sabotage the Biafra people. They use our own brothers. They will arrange their flight, arrange them to go to the Nigeria State House and speak like this. And the entire world, pressmen everywhere, they were listening to him. And you can imagine then, they were listening to him. Everybody open mouth and open ear, listening to the lies that this guy was telling, and he didn't even fear God. He didn't fear God. He didn't fear God. And as I'm talking today, there are people like him. There are people like him, but we must not give them any single breathing space to operate any longer. We will make sure that as they are sabotaging this Biafra, we will make them uncomfortable. We will make their life uncomfortable. As long as they continue to sabotage the Biafra struggle, we will make their life uncomfortable. Now listen.
That we are anxious to preclude. These moral issues are probably summarized by the concept of genocide. I think I'm in a position to say, not only as one who has been living in Nigeria continuously now, through the many months of this tragedy, not only as a social scientist concerned much more than other people with following these events and developments, but also as one who in the past 9 months has had some public responsibility for overseeing the welfare of Igbos. That there is no genocide afoot, there hasn't been any genocide afoot. The claims that have been made by my friends, and they are my friends on the other side, about the intentions and the actions of the federal government have, I think, been clearly demonstrated to be propaganda. I would, for example, indicate that as early ago as February, in the area of Nsukka, through the effort of myself and some of my staff, we have succeeded in building up a fairly stable population of 80,000 Igbos who had returned. Unhappily for us, this fact was given some publicity by the International Red Cross, among others. And a week later, my friends on the other side sent in a weak platoon, a weak battalion, not enough to do any military harm, but enough to scare the people back into the forests. It is this type of irresponsibility which we cannot guarantee in the event of an unconditional ceasefire that we are anxious to preclude. I think I can appeal to you, and especially those who view themselves as friends of Igbos, that in the interest of Igbos and in the interest of humanity in Nigeria, that pressure should be brought to bear on these people, external constraint to compel them to want to negotiate. It is only then that some meaningful dialogue can emerge.
You see why we are taking over. You see why we are taking over the media. We are taking over everything when it comes to publicity. You see, this present Biafra, we will not give anybody a breathing space to make this kind of speech anywhere in the world when the game will start. Now, you have seen it. So when you begin to wonder why did the entire, because when we say the British did that, the British did this, the British did that, they did not come, they did this, they did that, the British are evil and all that. Remember, the ordinary Brits, ordinary British nationals don't have idea of what was going on in Biafra. It was the information that was coming out from people like this man that him, they humiliated him, and they ejected him from that conference room. And he was alone protesting against these evildoers who has come to London to lie to Brits about what was going on in Nigeria and Biafra. Now, I want you to just pay attention and watch the video.
You have no right to do that. You have no right to say that at all. You don't have to push me. Wait until somebody comes, get the police or someone. You don't just pull it out. What? Don't push. Don't push. Be right. Don't push. If you don't want to, it's not the best way to say. Look at that. Leave it alone. Don't do this. Leave me alone. With this life, leave me alone.
Now, you are watching one-man protest. You think this can happen? You think if this is 2020 and Simon Ekpa, me, I found myself in this place to protest. You think the entire men in that hall cannot take me out? If this is today, and I am in this place, and I must give credit to that guy. If it is today, and I find myself in that hall, Biafrans. And it was not the case. That was not the case in 67. It was one-man riot, one-man protest. If it is today in London, you are going to see 1,000 Biafra in that hall. But let us watch it again.
You have no right to do that. You have no right to say that at all. You don't have to push me. Wait until somebody comes, get the police or someone. You don't just pull it out. What? Don't push. Don't push. Be right. Don't push. If you don't want to, it's not the best way to say. Look at that. Leave it alone. Don't do this. Leave me alone. With this life, leave me alone. Don't push me. Don't do this. not, but we want to have our own state, which our people have been fighting for years. And there is no question of going back on it. Once now that it has been created, it was established, otherwise the people will fight to make sure that it is. It doesn't matter. I think this is a foregone conclusion. And I believe that if there is proper arrangement, if Ojukwu tomorrow says there is no more denounces Biafra, I believe and accept this question of the 12 states created, the fighting will stop the same day. I assure you it will stop.
Now you have seen the reason. You have seen the reason when it looks as if the entire world were silent, because not only that not only that there is this blockade in food, they blocked everywhere, and the Biafrans were not many in the United Kingdom. Biafra America was becoming irritated by Nigeria lies and the propaganda. America was so angry. America could no longer take the lies of Nigeria, and they started turning against Nigeria. I'm going to show you some. I'm going to read one document to you. So America could not take it anymore. Now, I want you to watch this. You are about to watch the negotiation. The negotiation between Biafra and Nigeria in London. The negotiation between when Azikiwe called for negotiation with Nigeria and Biafra. I want you to listen. Listen very attentively. Remember, whatever Azikiwe did was for his own interest. For his own interest alone, because he was being threatened. If he do anything, they are going to probe him and put him in prison. Now, I want you to listen and watch.
Message by His Excellency, the Head of State and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Republic of Biafra, on Sunday, 22nd December, 1968. Peace-loving Biafrans, fellow countrymen, our praise and thanks go to God for sparing us to witness this Christmas of 1968. On this occasion last year, I directed my message principally to children whom the current cruel war had denied the real joy of the season, because they had lost their loved ones and were therefore in mourning rather than in merriment. It was our first Christmas, not merely as a nation, but as a nation at war. On that occasion, It had been my sincere hope that this Christmas of 1968 would be a real Christmas of peace for our people. That hope has not been fulfilled, but it is now more than alive than ever and cannot be lost. I take this opportunity to elaborate on one particular point raised by Colonel Ojukwu. It is highly commendable that he had ordered a truce for 8 days. I feel that General Gowon should be prevailed upon to extend the 2 days of truce which he had ordered to enable the truce to be more permanent and make it possible for peaceful negotiations to prevail.
Now, you just heard that was a Christmas message. This thing that America was busy cooking, the only people that had the knowledge was the Nigeria people and those who are sabotaging Biafra. They are the only people that had the knowledge of what America was cooking against Nigeria. And they swing into action. They use the people who are our own people who are sabotaging this Biafra, who sabotaged Ojukwu. They use them to approach Daniel Effiong. So when I said Gowon lobbied Effiong, a lot of people don't understand where that thing is coming from. I said it. Gowon lobbied Effiong into submission. When I say Gowon lobbied, some people asked me how last time. In the other one of my programs, some people asked me, how did Gowon lobby, what did I mean by Gowon lobbied Effiong? Gowon lobbied Effiong. And do you know who Gowon used to lobby Effiong? These same people I'm just showing you now on this video was the people that went and convinced Effiong into submission. And they were all agents of Philip Effiong. And they were all agents of One Nigeria. They were all agents sabotaging their own people. And today, their lineage, they are paying the price. They also pay their own price. This Asika I played has paid his own price. So when I said Gowon lobbied Effiong, you know where the lobby is coming from. Because Gowon used our own Biafran brothers to convince Effiong. And these our own Biafran brothers that convinced Effiong know exactly what America was cooking. They know exactly what America was cooking, and the Effiong don't know. Daniel Effiong don't know. Daniel Effiong don't know. These same people that were supposed to be representing Biafra, they were supposed to be representing Biafra in the United Kingdom. They were supposed to be representing Biafra in America. All of them went there and they sabotaged the struggle. They begin to speak a different language. And nobody knew what was going on. All of them disappointed Biafra. But you see, the difference today is that we are millions. in diaspora. We are millions. Millions in diaspora. All the people they sent to London, they went there. Ojukwu sent them to London. Ojukwu appointed them. They disappointed Ojukwu. They sabotaged Ojukwu in the spirit of Nigeria. They all betrayed. They collected money. Now, like you all know, Biafrans were not dying because of bullet, because of Nigeria bullet. It was never Nigeria bullet. Those Biafrans that died, they were not hit by Nigeria bullet. Now I want you to listen.
Before you, proud to be a servant of such a heroic people. Today I stand before you to proclaim that our heroic youth in the various fronts have turned the tide of this war. They have smashed all enemy offensives directed at our destruction. In the air they have destroyed systematically the sinews of Nigeria's military might. The Biafran Air Force, small as it is, has stopped the entire oil flow of Nigeria from the mainland world.
Now, listen to that victorious speech. As little as Biafra army, the Israel of Africa, they wiped Nigeria and defeated Nigeria army, and that was a victorious speech by Ojukwu. Only for them to figure out, how are we going to defeat these people? How are we going to defeat these people? Remember, Biafra were building their own weapon. All the rockets that Biafra used, they built them by themselves. And Nigeria was being, furnished with all manner of weapons from the United Kingdom. But Biafra, without weapon, and they built their own, with the little weapon they have, they were bombarding and defeating Nigeria until the hunger. They figured out the hunger. They figured out the blockade. So it was not, the Biafran did not die because of bullet. Or because of bullet wound. Now watch.
All protestations to the contrary by the British Broadcasting Corporation and Harold Wilson are mere wishful thinking. Our gallant boys are men tempered of steel. They have wrested the initiative from the Gawan enemy, and the Nigerian hordes are in trepidation and on the point of rout. The confusion of the enemy in the battlefields is only matched by the confusion in his home. Fight on, brave boys, fight on, heroes of our fatherland. Pursue the enemy, harass him, destroy the invader. March on, brave boys, now that victory is in sight. March on and hasten the disintegration of the enemy already set in motion. March on, young men.
Now, you're listening to that. Biafran did not die because of Nigeria bullet. Now, remember, as all these things were going, America was busy cooking something. America was busy cooking something. One moment.
Temporary bridge, the
river Alua was built by men of the 10th Battalion, when at the end of 6 days' work, this temporary bridge across the river Alua was built by men of the 10th Battalion, when at the end of 6 days' waiting, they were informed from military headquarters in Lagos that no engineers were available to do the job. The reinforcements were being assembled at a village called Manure, the battalion's headquarters some 13 miles from the bridge.
I want to demand more. How many people? I'm beginning to go this side and go this side. This is that I know one country. I want to know the people, how everybody will say when we are out. We are now totally 40, according to the OC. So we're supposed to be 40 instead of 5. 30 before. You bring 9 men plus the staff sergeant. You told man. Where you are? You press agent.
As the convoy assembled and prepared to cross the flimsy do-it-yourself bridge, nobody but me, it seemed, had any doubts that the bridge would take the strain about to be put upon it. But as he briefed the drivers, Major Ibrahim Tawu, the commander of 10th Battalion, was leaving nothing to chance.
No unnecessary acceleration at all. Catch waka. All right? So we must be very, very careful. I want only the experienced drivers to drive these vehicles across there.
10th Battalion, the first to cross, was the spearhead of the push along the Benin axis to Ore. Night was falling fast as 10 Battalion moved off. I went later with 11 and 12 battalions. Ahead of the convoy, 15 miles to Ore, the first objective, a grueling jungle road. Every mile a potential ambush point. There would be an ambush, everybody knew that. We were ambushed at about 4 o'clock, a heavy machine gun ambush. For a while it seemed that the 3 battalions spread out along this jungle road here were pinning the machine guns down. And then at about 6 o'clock, the 12th Battalion panicked. Most of them are recruits that have come in on a crash training program. We dived into the ditch not knowing what was going on. Fire was coming from every direction. The noise, well, it was such a noise, I've never heard the sound of gunfire like it before. and there were officers running up and down the trenches shouting, "The next one who panics will get shot," and they were screaming to their soldiers to stop. Well, eventually they did stop, but the colonel who's leading the 3 battalions along this axis was very, very cross and very angry with a lot of his own men this morning.
What about you? You know that you did not fire over there again. You continued firing. Was going to the ambulance. Yes, I was with you. I was with you there over there, sir. We was probably shot by one of our chaps too. Stupidity. Now that you thought when you go there and face the enemy, I see what I'm going to do. And there's no running back because I'll be right behind you and I'll shoot you if I see you coming back.
When Colonel Ali's anger abated, I talked to him. Colonel Ali, you clearly have problems with some of your men who've not had very long in training. Some of them did rather panic just now. How much of a problem is this for you?
It is a problem initially, but all that it requires is for them to get used to the battle fright. This is their first time in action, and normally you get a bit of battle fright until you master this, and it doesn't bother you anymore.
What sort of percentage of your force consists of seasoned soldiers?
On this front, I would say 50-50.
You can imagine Nigeria military. You can imagine how badly injured they were. Biafra overpower Nigeria military as small as they are. As small as Biafra army, they overpower Nigeria military. All of you can see the panic in the colonel face. You see, Biafra military were ambushing. In fact, like we say, even as then in 1967, between 1967 and 1970, Biafra defeated Nigeria army. Because you cannot be listening to this, the agony in Nigeria military face, and you think that it was a bullet or it was gone. No, it was the blockade.
On Colonel Ali's instructions, we left the convoy and returned to the bridge. But the bridge was broken. The last lorry to cross it the night before had toppled over.
Now, remember, as all these things were happening, America was busy cooking something for Nigeria. As all this was happening, America was busy cooking something. And I'm about to read it to you. Get your popcorn ready. As all these things was going on, America was busy cooking something for Nigeria. Now, you remember that this secret document I am releasing is going to be, I'm going to be releasing this document, little by little, gradually, so you'll be seeing them. Now, I want you to pay attention to what I'm about to read. This was or is American document, declassified document, and this is talking papers for European trip. When the United States President want to visit Europe to speak with the European leaders on Biafra. Can you imagine that? The President of America traveled from America to Europe to speak on behalf of Biafra to the European Union, to the European leaders. Now, I'm about to read to you some of the content of the speech or the address, what he came or what he was about to tell to the European leaders on behalf of Biafra. On behalf of Biafra. Now, all these things was happening. Nobody knew except those who have diplomatic ties with America. Gowon and the United States Embassy in Nigeria. Of course, this information was being, leaked to Gowon. So Gowon have first-hand information of what America was up to. Now, I want to read it to you. Background: European concern with the problem. There is widespread public concern over the starvation in Biafra. This was, like you know, this was American president's address or supposed address, what he was about to discuss or what he was going to discuss with the European Union, with the leaders in Europe. All countries on your itinerary, particularly the Germans and Italians, have contributed to the relief effort through the Red Cross and their own voluntary agencies. The Pope has tried in vain, including formal letters to Gowon and Ojukwu, to get a ceasefire and negotiation. The federal government regards the Catholic relief agencies and the Vatican as biased toward the predominant. Is a Gowon a Christian or a Muslim? And a lot of you answered he was a Christian or that he's a Christian and all that. But this is a memo of the United States Department of State for the President of America. What the President of America will go back then, will go to discuss with the Europe, and now emphasis on Germany and Italy. Do you understand? For or on behalf of Biafra. So, let us read. The Pope has been scrupulously neutral. The relief agencies have not. That is the claim of the Nigeria government led by Gowon. The real policy take lies with one. Now let us go. The British, who face a volatile domestic issue over their strong backing, including arms from federal Nigeria, which was their colonial creation. When you are following what I'm reading now, you have to read with the body language of America, and this body language of America is what no Biafra knew about. No Biafra knew about, including Ojukwu. Because the people who should have told Ojukwu about this kind of secret document or this kind of body language of America or sabotaged him. You see, the people who ordinarily should be speaking and seeking something for Biafra, they all sabotaged Ojukwu. They all went to America to speak for Nigeria. They all went to the United Kingdom to speak for Nigeria out of selfish interest, out of fear, out of intimidation, because they don't have much Biafra to back them up. So they all went there instead of them to speak on behalf of Biafra, so that these nations will see them as people who are actually, that the America could not do that. The other nation who actually could come to the Biafra aid, they could not do that. So Ojukwu did not have the information I'm reading now back then. Now, and like you see, they said that the British, who faced a volatile domestic issue over their strong backing, including including arms and all that. considerable backbench support for Biafra relief, and even self-determination. Are you listening? Here is where the American president wanted to drop the bombshell. That there must be backbench support for Biafra relief and even for Biafra self-determination. America. All these things was happening. Nobody knew. No Biafra knew. Nobody knew what was going on because the people who should have known, they all sabotaged Dojoku and they were speaking on behalf of Nigeria. And of course, you don't expect American government to go and start discussing with the saboteurs. Now, read it again. Let me read it again. The British, who face a volatile domestic issues over their strong backing, including arms for federal Nigeria, which was their colonial creation, and B, considerable backbench support for Biafra relief and even self-determination. Wilson will be looking for assurance that you are not undercutting his policy by shifting to support of the rebels. Are you following? This thing was a secret document, classified document, and now it is declassified document. Now, let us continue. The French, whose arm keep the Biafra going, the Guele may press you either to A, join him in outright support of Biafra, or B, endorse some kind of neutral solution which give Biafra de facto sovereignty. Are you people following? Are you telling me that if Ojukwu knew this, he will even go anywhere to look for arm? Are you telling me if Philip Effiong know the content of this document, he will go and allow somebody who is a saboteur to come and lobby him into submission? Never. Never. You see, and as I'm talking to you today, America also is busy creating and documenting more classified documents that we don't know about Nigeria. So, when some of you are saying, America this, don't hope on America, as far as this world is a global village, you can't undermine the power of America. You can't. You can't undermine the power of America. America is world power. You can't undermine the power of all these nations. And guess what? They are tired of Nigeria. Nigeria has become the biggest threat to America. So you think America don't know what is going on? As I'm talking to you today, America, they are busy documenting more classified documents on Nigeria. We don't know about it. Only them know what they are documenting about Nigeria. So when you come to say America will not, America business interests will be more protected in Biafra. America business interests will be more protected in Oduduwa Republic. Do you see that? America business interests will be more protected in another nation, even in Arewa, if they have any. But not in Nigeria. Because Nigeria is no man's nation. Nigeria is no man's country. That is why they don't guide Nigeria like egg. No leader in Nigeria guide Nigeria like egg. All the thing they do is to come and destroy, kill, steal and destroy, like the devil. Because Nigeria belongs to nobody. But when you have your Biafra, you as a Biafra man, you are going to guide it jealously. Just like we are agitating very jealously. Believe me, nobody will stand on our way for Biafra. We are agitating very jealously and we are going to guide Biafra very jealously. The same thing will happen to Oduduwa Republic. Yoruba people will guard the Oduduwa Republic very jealously. But Nigeria, Nobody will guide Nigeria very jealously, because Nigeria is no man's country. Nigeria is a fraud. It's a fraud country. It's based on fraud, and it is scam. So that is why they breed criminals. That is why everything in Nigeria, the system of Nigeria is structured for criminals. It is structured so that when you graduate from the school already, you are already into crime. From school, Nigeria is training you to become a criminal. You start by cheating. You start by bribing your lecturers and your teachers. You start by doing all manner of impunity, because the system compels you to do that. Before you can imagine, do you know how they teach people in university in Nigeria? Wickedness. In Nigeria school, they don't teach. It is pure witchcraft in Nigeria school. In Nigeria school, a lecturer, instead of a lecturer to tell you how to do so that you can read and pass your exam, they will never do it. They will make you go through hell for you to learn. That is why in Europe, it is innovative-based education. Innovative, they teach you the future. Practical. In a conducive environment. You learn things, you see it, you don't even need to read the book. You learn things practical. But in Nigeria school, it is witchcraft. Instead of the lecturer or the teacher to tell you that +1 and 1 to give you 2, he will tell you, you see that figure, go and do it. Whatever, I don't know, I'll be teaching you, go and do it. The person will not tell you how to +1 and 1 to give you 2. The person will not tell you how you can -3 from 10 to give you 7. No. They will make sure they make it that subtraction so difficult for you before you can even try to learn it. That is witchcraft. It is not education. Nigeria educational system is witchcraft, based on witchcraft. Instead of the teachers to teach you, they will make it so difficult so that you will come and bribe them before they can pass you. You will come and bribe them before you can graduate. You will be giving them money each time you come back from holiday. You are buying something for your lecturer, because you know if you don't do it, he will not pass his exam or test. That is what Nigeria is. So Nigeria breeds criminals. Now, let us read. General approach. There are two main lines to follow, consistent with our high relief, low political silhouette policy. The Europeans should be prepared, as we are, to support generously the international relief effort as the need increases over the coming weeks. The United States will actively encourage an expansion of relief, but will avoid political involvement in either side. We are deeply concerned over the humanitarian problem. We will do as much as we can to encourage a relief arrangement between both sides. The Europeans should join us with both encouragement of an agreement and financial support of the international relief operation. We recognize very clearly that this is a thorny political situation. While we seek expanded relief, we are going to avoid as much as possible any political involvement on either side. The civil war is a local and African problem. Outside interference to resolve political issue has little chances of success and might only complicate the necessary role outsiders must play in the relief effort. You see, and when America begin to be diplomatic, they are also displaying their body language. Their body language. Now watch. For Wilson, we shall stay clear of political involvement. We have no intention of supporting or recognizing Biafra. We shall quietly regard a federal victory to the degree it prevents further bloodshed and instability in the area, as in our best interest. For the Goale, we will be active in encouraging the relief effort our policy is not shifting toward political support of Biafra. We think it's very unwise for outsider to attempt to impose a solution under any formula. We would hope that French will use their influence with Biafra to help get a relief agreement. Now for the Pope, though we see no role for ourselves in a mediation effort, we hope His Holiness will continue to encourage the warring parties and other Africans to seek the earliest negotiated settlement. Now, remember, this document was created even before Gowon began to lobby for America not to sell the aircraft to the relief agencies, which they turned down. So towards the end of 1969, America began to turn their back on Nigeria to the extent that they even threatened to sacrifice their investment in Nigeria for Biafra. And they also warned Gowon and the federal government of Nigeria that they must not attack the aeroplane, the aircraft carrying the relief materials to Biafra. They gave them that warning. That was when Gowon, I have been telling people, that was when Gowon now decided to approach Russia and intensify his effort to lobby Philip Effiong, because he knows what America was up to. And for your information, Nigeria under Gowon even arranged and sponsored anti-America protest. Now you should be asking yourself a question. Why did Nigeria had anti-America protest in Nigeria during the war? Nobody knows why. Only Gowon and his people knows why they decided to have anti-America protest during the war in Nigeria. Nobody knows. People were just seeing, they just see them organizing protests against America, but nobody knew. And all this document I'm releasing to you now was the reason of that anti-America protest you are hearing in Nigeria. It was because of this document, because the Gowon have, of course, people who give this information to him. Now, on this note, because you know a lot of you are already tired watching, coming from Mazin and Dikano's broadcast, and on this note, we are going to put our broadcast tonight to an end so that you can sleep and have rest for the next broadcast tomorrow. And on this note, I will be taking at least 3 to 5 calls. Remember, today, Biafrans are millions all over the world. In America alone, we have about 3 million Biafrans. 3 million Biafrans in America alone. So it is not like 1967. My people, it is not like 1967. In the United Kingdom alone, we have other millions of Biafrans. It is not like 1967. Should in case anything happen today, we will all be flying from one is happening, we will all be flying to the place and get ourselves involved in whatever that is going on. On this note, the line and the telephone line is open. I'm going to limit the call today to like 3 or 4 callers, and we call it a day. Remember, you can comment on the secret document. Believe me, there are so many classified or declassified documents from the United States, from the CIA, from the Department of State, and I'm going to be releasing them. The idea of this is for you to understand that it was not what we thought. A lot of things were going and happening, and our Biafran brothers do not have knowledge of it. But this time around, we are in a global village. We are in a global village, and we are going to turn every stone to get Biafra. Telephone line is open for your calls. Good evening, good evening. We lost that caller. Call back again, and remember to go away from where you are watching me from so that the line will be very clear and we don't have issues, because immediately the people start calling, the line will be jamming and it will take a while before the call will go through. So, they don't know how how prepared we are. You know, I've always told, in case if you don't know the latest of Lai Mohammed. Did you people know what Lai Mohammed said? Lai Mohammed said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have damaged Nigeria more than Boko Haram. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the reason why the president of Nigeria can no longer travel to America. Whatever he meant by that, Simon Ekpa don't know. I don't know why it is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that will make the president not to travel to America, but that was what Lai Mohammed said. Lai Mohammed said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the reason why the president can no longer travel to America. So, I don't know why he is saying that too, but that is the word of the Minister of Lies in Nigeria. And he said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must not come to any West African country until he leave office. That so long as Lai Mohammed, is a minister of Nigeria, he must not come to any West African country. That do you know the damage Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have done to Nigeria? That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was the reason why the president can no longer travel to America. I don't know what that man mean by that too. He said president can no longer travel to America. You people must ask him for clarification. Ask Lai Mohammed for clarification. What was he talking about? How so he can now agree that the damage is being done, and because of that, the president can no longer travel to America? That is not a good claim. Oh. It is a childish claim. The president can travel to America. The one who paraded himself as a president anyway. Except if the Lai Mohammed is telling us that the man now, the fake Buhari in Aso Rock, is afraid because of the exposition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that he is fake. So he's afraid now that he think, because Nnamdi Kanu have exposed him a lot. So he's thinking that if he go to America, they are going to take him to do DNA. They are going to do DNA. I don't know whether they have that Buhari DNA anywhere. So I don't know what they are afraid of. But listen to me. As I'm saying this now, you will know they are going to start arranging the man to go to America. They are going to start arranging the man to go to America, because we know Aisha cannot go to America. That everybody know. Everybody knows she cannot go to America because of the fraud case against her, the Haliburton case. Everybody knows that she cannot go to America. So, as I was saying, the Minister of Lies said that the Nnamdi Kanu has done a lot of damage. That it is because of him now the president cannot travel to America. And some people will come also to continue to claim that we are having some issue with this phone. We are having some issue with this phone, and if we do not take call today, we are going to take call tomorrow. And remember, tomorrow we're going to continue where we stopped today. It is still exposing the secret document of the United States of America. Thank you for being part of this program, and we continue tomorrow. Remember, if you have not followed me on Twitter, go to Twitter and follow me, because the day you will look for me on Facebook, you don't see me, you will see me on Twitter. If you have not followed and subscribed to my channel on YouTube,